Welcome back to Nerds, Nerds, and More Nerds.
Hello!
My name is Miguel. This is Cole.
Yo!
And this is Travis.
Mine doesn't work.
That works.
We have two special guests today. Allison.
Who are they?
And Enrique. Come on in, guys.
Hello.
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 Howdy. Please take a seat.
Yeah. So close the door behind you and please take a seat. Okay, wow. You guys really took a seat there.
Yes.
That was
right.
magical.
Very magical. Roll the intro. And welcome back.
Well, hello!
We're here.
Let's get rid of these things.
Yeah.
Maybe. Violence! No!
You put your eye out.
Okay.
They're so violent to our viewers.
Could I first be could I say something first? Actually, I'm a little sweaty too.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start off by saying something first, that I need to make a major shout out to someone who has already shouted us out.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. A plug for a plug, shamelessly.
Of course.
But also reciprocal.
Yes.
This goes out to Enrique's fiancée,
Hey.
and her co-host,
Jasmine.
that's right, Jasmine. Callan and Jasmine, they have a podcast. It's called What Up, Girl? Super funny girls. Hysterical. It gets me through work. It gets me through a lot of things.
Nice.
You edit it,
Yes.
and you do a damn good job.
Yeah.
Either way-
they make it easy.
Well, they have very good banter, and they're and they don't mind sharing. But it's a very good podcast, so please check it out. Callan, I got you.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Very good.
Would anybody like a beer?
Yes.
Sure.
Please.
Times 3.
Por favor.
Perfect. Cool. Get them beers.
I swill. Who wants what?
I would like a Newcastle.
All right.
We have that
Modelo.
Modelo Especial.
Yes.
Yeah,
you will.
I will as well.
Of a Modelo?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have one of these.
Spank you.
Where's the...
Here, I can do it. I got you.
A Motorola? No, a Modelo.
Here, grab me too.
Yes. Yeah, no, see,
I'm the official beer opener.
You are, because
That is a
the
good
Predator beer opener is gone.
I think it's over there.
Well, you want to get this one too?
I will.
Wow, it makes him feel important.
All right,
Thank
around
you.
for the house.
I'm important.
Good. Hey, wait, actually, after my first sip, let's all come in here for a second and
Cheers it up
cheers it up.
Cheers.
Beam, 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 beam.
to
All right.
Don't
Avengers
pouring,
Endgame.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Hold up. Spoilers. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we don't want to tell anybody that Iron Man's dead. So if you don't know that yet, just click off this
Yeah,
video.
you should
Did you-
stop
did you
right
see it?
now.
I did see it
Okay, because
with my eyeballs.
Explain how you saw it, though.
I was told that.
No, I'm not.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
All
I
right.
watched it.
That's right, he saw it.
Quit saying it with an R at the end.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. That is derogatory. Either way,
I watched it with my eyeballs.
what night did you see it, Allison?
I actually saw it Friday morning at 9:30.
That's not night at all.
Oh. Did you take the day off of work?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Today is like a holiday. I take the day off of work.
That's right.
Dedication.
Go and
Watch.
avoid the crowds, avoid all the little kids. They're
Oh,
in
yeah.
school.
Okay,
There was
good
one
call.
little kid on our screen, which I was like, okay, this kid better shut up or I'm going to have to, this is going to be a problem. But
Yeah.
it worked out all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can
nice,
someone
nice.
escort the kid out, please?
Go check
This is
their
serious
diaper or whatever's
business.
gonna- yeah.
I mean, like, this kid was like 4 or 5 and was, you know,
Oh, man.
why are they whatever? Like when it was like super quiet. But at some point,
Tesseract!
either they act
You didn't see Ragnarok? What's wrong with you?
Tell you what, during my second screening on yesterday, Yes, I saw it. It's like 2 times.
I
I'm
knew
not
because you
mad at
commented
you.
on that Instagram post.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Saw
right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, I
that's
remember.
right. Okay.
The tickets like 2 hours after we saw the movie.
There was a kid next to me, and he was going, "Oh yeah, that's so cool! Yes, yeah!" Like, you know, super cool. Oh, Captain America grabbed the hammer! Yes!
It was with his hand, and he picked it up, and he couldn't do it before, but now he can do it because he's been practicing.
So you were
The
there
whole
too.
movie.
Wow.
It was silly. It was super silly.
Yeah, no, we were lucky enough to have a pretty respectful crowd. That was
Oh, yeah, for
that was
sure.
a blessing. How much?
I did too. I went and seen it Friday. I thought it had been out for a week, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, wow.
I'm not doing nothing today. I was like, I called a buddy up and was like, hey,
Yeah.
let's go see Endgame. We'll hit it at 1:55, and he's like, cool, let's go. We got there. It was packed, and I'm like, I thought this has been out for a week. And he was like, no, I think this is opening day. So we went opening day at 1:55 and got seats.
Oh my God, you got seats?
Yeah, we got seats. And they were only $5.75 a ticket.
What?
This
Yeah.
place.
And Chris Evans was there.
Yeah.
He was signing autographs.
I held his shield.
He was
Shield,
scooping
right?
popcorn with his shield.
Also, I am Captain America now. He gave it to me because he is old now.
He was scooping the popcorn with his shield.
By the way, next Captain America, you're looking at him.
Oh, okay, Sam.
I would have preferred to have been Batman, but,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
Die-hard Batman fan here.
How hilarious
Nice.
would that have
People,
been
I
if that
told
was in the
you, it's good
movie?
people.
Oh,
He's like, I would have preferred to be Batman.
yeah, right.
I want to be Thanos.
Do you?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're
No.
No.
No, I don't.
Okay, guys. Seriously though, what
Yeah.
did you think of the movie?
So, okay, I guess I'll start with it. So I started watching it, and I got about like an hour-ish in, and I was like, man, this is, so far, like, not a whole lot has happened. I was like, what? Like, aside from, you know, the obvious, like, Thanos getting his head chopped off.
Right.
Aside from
That's
that,
pretty obvious.
that was
Yeah.
a big deal. But, like, the rest of it, I'm like, okay. Whatever. Okay, so I'll stick with it. And then I started to think about how these movies have been out since, like, 2008, and they've just continued, you know, and it's just been building up to this.
Yes.
And I was like, man, this is way cooler than anything that we had as, like, kids.
Oh yeah.
Growing up.
Oh, like a,
For sure.
a series
Like,
to follow kind of thing?
Have you ever watched, like, the old Captain America movie, or, like, some of that stuff?
No.
You know, and it's like,
The Flash TV show with
Yeah.
Dawson's dad.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, and it's like,
Or like even that that goofy Batman series in the 90s was just campy and
which
terrible.
one? The animated series?
No,
not the animated
no.
series.
The film series, you know, Batman Returns, and then
Oh,
Batman
the
Forever,
movies,
Batman
yes,
Forever,
yes.
and all that.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Good
about
God.
to say. I was like, I thought you were a
Dragged
fan
the
of
good name of Batman
animated
through the mud.
The bat nipples.
Yeah,
The bat
Mr.
nipples.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Bat credit card.
Criminy
get a ball
sakes.
peen hammer and knock them bumps right out.
See, in my mind,
Fix
it's
this
like,
movie right now.
It's like Rocky V and The Godfather 3. Like once Joel Schumacher took over, those movies don't exist.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly.
Basically.
See, I thought about some of that
Wow.
stuff, and I was like, there's nothing that's been to this scale before. I appreciate this
For
more,
that, at least.
You know, and
Yeah.
I kind of had, at that point, I kind of had a different mindset. I'm like, okay, let's ride this out. And
I'm watching a decade of these films.
Yeah,
It's
like
kinda-
they,
okay, yeah.
like some people worked really hard to put this together.
for
It's
years.
the
you know.
22nd film, right?
Something like that,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
so.
it is.
Yeah.
It's the 22nd film.
It's
11 years, 22 films, something like that.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
It's
One
hard
ending.
to believe that it's only 22, isn't it? Or, I mean, just a little bit?
But they say everybody keeps forgetting about the original Hulk movies, which
Do those
Well, 'cause
pertain to
Well,
the series?
The Eric
Yeah,
Bana
only one
Eric
does.
Bana one
No,
doesn't
I think-
count. No, only the Edward Norton one counts.
Yeah.
the Edward Norton one.
Because the
Yeah,
Eric
that's the
Bana
only
one
one.
wasn't under the Marvel
Yeah.
Cinematic Universe banner.
Okay.
It was,
Yeah.
it was before.
And that extra
Yep.
scene at the end of that one with with Iron Man. He's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, Stark.
putting together a team.
Yeah.
Team. Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. I was watching. I was like, man, this is nuts. This is bananas.
For sure.
I don't even know where to begin as far as specifics go.
I mean,
Iron Man died. I guess that's a good spot to really.
Let's start at the very
I love
end.
you 3000.
Try to remember you 3000.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I'm a little torn.
Yes.
I wasn't very happy with the end. I wasn't very happy with the
Captain America.
Captain
something?
America end because I feel like it was sort of a betrayal of the character that they set up. For example, they worked very hard to set up that he was trying to move on, man out of time, finding his place in time, finding his place in the present, building a found family. They had spent millions of dollars to make 3 movies about this friendship that he has with Bucky Barnes, to just have him just be like, peace, I'm out. Like, oh, it's the I'm with you to the end of the line. Oh, hey, time travel. The end of the line is here, pal. I'm out. Right?
I fast forwarded right to it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just felt like there was a lot of stuff there that felt out of character, and I wouldn't even necessarily have minded if there was something. The thing that bothered me is if you know what happens in the past, and you know that Hydra's in S.H.I.E.L.D., and you know that your friend is a POW, he's being tortured into being an assassin, and you go back and you're just like having a dance and living your life, it kind of makes you not a cool guy, right? And so all they needed to do is tell me, because now I don't know if you saw this today, but the directors had a Q&A in China and they were being asked a bunch of questions, and they actually answered some questions that they had refused to answer initially about whether it was a branch timeline or was it, because some people had a theory that Steve was always Peggy's husband, and that, that's why you never saw a picture of him in Winter Soldier and all these crazy things.
Okay.
And so they said, no, it was an alternate timeline, and that he could have done all those things because it was a different timeline.
It was just happening.
Right.
Well,
but they said they won't confirm what year he went back to, because that's a story they're going to tell at another time, which I thought maybe that's going to be one of the episodes of the What If series that they're doing on Disney Plus. Who knows? And then they won't say whether or not he, tells her about Hydra being in S.H.I.E.L.D., which I'm like, if you're married to the woman who's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you don't tell her that you know that people are Hydra in her organization, like, she has the right to stab you in the face when she figures it out. Okay?
Right. Wow.
So I looked at that and went, you've just betrayed everything about this character that you've built up for the past 11 years, and he's my favorite, and I want to set you all on fire.
You know what?
So
that was really awkward when he said "Hail Hydra" in the elevator, taking that case from that guy.
Yeah.
He said that, and I was like,
That was supposed to be a callback to when
"For real?"
Yeah.
he was.
And Winter Soldier.
The spin-off was that he was an actual sleeper agent.
Right, in the comics, yeah.
well, in the comics, they always play
Yeah.
off the Nick Spencer comics.
Yep.
Yeah.
But weren't you just waiting for that fight to happen from
Oh
Winter
yeah.
Soldier?
Oh yeah. That was the
Yeah.
other thing.
He
right?
looked at the same spots. He did the
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing. Like everything.
Yeah,
was
That's
the
what I was
same.
like. This is familiar.
Yeah. Well, and then I was expecting when he came out and he said, "You've got to be shitting me," and you were gonna have to beat me on that, I think. But when he came out, I thought it was gonna be the Winter Soldier right there. I didn't think it was gonna be fighting himself. I thought it was gonna be, they brought the Winter Soldier, because you've got you got the whole strike team with Pierce shows up. Why wouldn't they bring the asset with them to make sure that they secure the Tesseract or whatever? And so I was expecting that. And then when it was the second Steve, I was like disappointed for like a second. And then the scene was pretty good.
You could appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, for a second I went, oh man, I was pretty sure.
himself up.
I like when he was like, I could do this all day. He's like, I know.
I know. We're the same person.
Right? So I think like initially I was actually really upset about that end, and then they've had some reveals, but where they've done some Q&As and said, okay, this is what was really going on, but I feel like it's very much like a J.K. Rowling thing, right? Where it's like, okay, if that's what you intended, if that's what you meant, maybe you should have put it in the movie. Maybe you should have made it clear that that's what you're doing, so that you don't have people, have all these crazy theories or thinking, not understanding exactly what you're doing.
Sort of loopholes.
Yeah.
It's almost sloppy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing that I was enjoying myself up until to that point, and on my Discord server we were talking about the one thing we didn't want was him to go back in time to be with Peggy. We're like, let's not do that. And as soon as they started to, saw Old Man Steve went, oh no. And my husband heard me. I said, do not do this. Do not be doing this. And then they just feel and I went, oh, no, don't.
They did it.
Yeah. So
he should have just said into the camera, my contract's up. Bye. I'm not
Chris Evans doesn't want to be Captain America anymore. He said, I'm done with this. I want to work on smaller projects.
He wants to be in the Witcher series or no, is that him? No, it's not him. That's Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Why didn't you pick Brendan Routh? Because that was the other Superman.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's why Iron Man is gone too, because Robert Downey wants to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was 8 years?
11 years.
Right? 11?
11 years, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the first
11
movie,
years of the same character,
and he's in a lot more than just Iron Man films. I mean, he's in
he was
a
in the
lot of
Spider-Man
those other movies.
Homecoming.
Definitely,
It's been his career for the
But
past
that's what brought him back to the big screens, because he had a hard falling out.
But you know what?
All right.
No,
with his addictions and stuff.
Apologies to Robert Downey Jr., but what was the big deal about the guy in the first place? I remember when everybody was like, "Oh no, Robert Downey Jr. He's falling off the tracks. He's really in a bad way, and he's doing drugs." But who isn't? I mean, you just found out. That's all.
Well, but he had functional problems. There's some people
no one knew.
Oh, they did though. They did, and he, to a level that when he got caught with the drugs, it was just inevitable. You can't have this amount of drugs and not get yourself in trouble.
Right.
I remember,
and a lot of them.
Tell that to Charlie Sheen.
The only reason he got back into acting was because they couldn't get insurance for him. They couldn't get him on a project because you have to have insurance on all your actors. Nobody would insure him, and Mel Gibson paid the money to insure him for, I think, what was the rotoscope film that they did? It was an indie film where it was half rotoscoped and half...
I can't think of that.
Scanner Darkly.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the movie that he wanted to do, but they couldn't get the insurance. And they didn't have the budget to just do it out of pocket. And so Mel Gibson was his friend. So they did Air America together. And he said, well, I'll pay for this. And so that allowed him to show that he could do a film, and that got him back and allowed him to actually take that role.
Whoa.
Right?
What was that you said about the style of filming? What was that called?
Rotoscope?
Rotoscope. That's what that's called.
Yeah, where it almost looks like the animation over the live films. Yeah.
Plus, that movie's nuts.
Yeah, so crazy.
Crazy movie.
Isn't that such a cool movie?
I have not seen it. I'll have to go check it out.
You watch it, and we'll do another podcast about that film.
Because that's the one that has that scene where they're talking about all the different gears on the bike, and they're trying to count the gears on the bike, and they're like, oh, it's supposed to have 21, and I can't find it. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's a rabbit hole. We do not need to go down.
That's fine.
Brilliant movie.
I had a few bugaboos about this movie.
Get them out.
Yeah.
So
I have a list actually in my pocket, so hopefully yours are on my list.
Okay. So
people came prepared today.
Yeah. All right, let's hash it out.
Okay, so the part where they're in New York, and it's Iron Man and Scott screwed up, and Captain America's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? We fudged up. Let us know. We got to figure something out." And Scott's freaking out. He's like, "Dudes, those are the only ones you have left." Little do they know, Hank Pym is alive in that year. Why can't they just
go to him?
Well, but was he in New York? That's the question. Because that's the thing, right? If he is, let's say, in California, you got to travel to California in that year and possibly be seen.
And in that space-time.
Right. So if you're supposed to be Captain America that's in New York, that just was in the Battle of New York, you can't, or
that makes sense.
You can't travel to, LA or wherever.
And
okay.
Also, he was, that's when he was in hiding at that time, right?
Pym? No, not in 2012, because that was before the Ant-Man movie. He didn't go into hiding.
No, but in the franchise world, that span of time, nobody could find him, right? Isn't that what they explained in Ant-Man? The original?
I think so, yeah.
I think he was in hiding because they wanted to steal his technology.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
So nobody knew where he was.
You're right. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
Call.
Good call.
Wow. Okay, my second one
Not on my
is
list, by the way.
okay. Right on. My second one is Nebula, when she's about to get out with Rhodey, and Rhodey gets out or whatever. He syncs up. And she gets that bug or whatever, and she notices that Thanos knows now. Why the heck doesn't she just boop, go back and say, okay, guys, Thanos knows.
Yeah.
Instead of going to wherever that little pod was and like trying to get a hold of somebody, she could have just went back.
Do they have to hold
Yeah,
hands
that's
to go
a good
back?
point. I didn't even really think about that, but I thought it shorted it out, but it didn't because they used it.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like, why didn't that happen?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That was just a little, why?
There was a lot of stuff like that.
And who was she trying to get a hold of? She's in a whole different time zone.
No, she was trying to
and
get
in a
hold
different
of
universe.
Black Widow.
Black Widow and
who had
Hawkeye,
taken off on a ship to go to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did go together, didn't they?
Yep.
What'd you guys think of that? What'd you think of that whole?
Just gonna ask that.
I think it's a bunch of bullshit that Natasha had to die for Hawkeye, because I thought it was supposed to be that. Sorry, I thought it was supposed to be that you have to lose something that you love, or it's like your greatest love or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that you have a wife and kids, and Natasha Romanoff is your greatest love, right? I would maybe believe that Hawkeye. Well, I mean, maybe, but like that's your. You know.
I mean,
Maybe it was Jeremy Renner and Scarlett Johansson in that scene.
I would believe it the other way. I also feel like you have one main female character, and that's
they're best friends. So
I think it's like a brother-sister thing.
Yeah.
Brotherly sister love.
But it was such a. I think I agree with you on that. It was such a broad association of love.
Yeah.
You know, between what colleagues.
But technically, I mean, if that's the case, then Thanos and Gamora were just. I mean, they're adopted.
Okay.
They were kidnapped.
That's right.
Kidnapped.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm not saying that they have to be, blood relatives. I'm just saying that if you're saying that you have to give up the thing you love. I mean, is it the greatest, or is it just a thing that you love? And that's if it's just a thing you love, does it have to be the thing you love the most? Why did he have to throw Gamora? Why couldn't he throw something else that he loved?
Right.
Like Nebula.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, there's, if it's like, oh, well, I have this, I love all of these things,
How do you guys feel about Gamora staying?
I think that sucks if you say that you can't get Natasha back because you've used the Soul Stone and it's a life for the stone, and you use the stone, you can't get it back.
Yes.
Now you've got Gamora. Now
that's what I'm talking about.
That's the caveat there, though, is that she's from a different timeline they didn't trade her soul for a stone.
Right.
So technically,
they didn't take her soul for a stone yet.
Yeah.
But they won't because he's now gone.
That's right. And she's pulled forward in time, sort of, past that moment.
Past that point, yeah.
Well, then can't they take Natasha out of that?
No, because they
time zone
originally sacrifice her to actually bring her.
No, because now he's gone. Thanos is gone.
From the alternate timeline, though.
Yeah. Can't they take Natasha from that alternate timeline? Is what I'm saying.
Miguel, what I'm saying is they can do whatever they want because Disney owns them, and
it's true. It's just silly. It's just silly.
They can bring her back. They'll kill her again. It won't matter. Money will be made.
She'll come back as a dolphin.
She's got her own standalone movie coming.
That's right.
Right.
It's gonna be like a prequel.
Yeah, it's like how she was.
Trained
and how she became the Black Widow.
Okay.
That's cool. And then there's a Loki one as well.
The show, yeah.
Loki the show on Disney Plus.
Right, which I think actually was set up with this movie when he escapes with the Tesseract. I think that's
yes, right.
Crazy
so that's a whole new
That's a whole new timeline.
Yeah.
That's that branch.
So he teleported to Disney Plus.
Yes.
Correct.
Why has everybody got their own streaming now?
That's because it's
Disney Plus, Netflix,
yeah.
Netflix started
with Enrique's Plus. Streaming my own stuff.
It's just gonna be nerdy stuff. No one's gonna want to watch it.
So I
That's
think
everyone's gonna watch.
I think most of the people in this room would watch it.
Yeah.
I think we covered Iron Man's death pretty well with that.
Did you notice who was at his funeral?
Yeah.
The boy.
Yes.
Go into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
From 3.
From
Why
Iron
the
Man
hell do you
3.
remember when he
Yeah.
he had to tell me that because I didn't know.
Yeah,
who it was.
Oh, I
they
knew he
officially
was.
said that that's who it was.
Yeah.
It's,
It's the same
remember the
actor.
boy that helped
It's the same actor.
It's the same actor.
Yeah,
Who
it's
is
the
it?
same actor.
Okay, the kid from
In
Iron Man 3. You know when he crashes.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to tell you.
Just like, oh my
At the end of
gosh.
the movie, he hooks him up with that
Yeah,
bad
the
garage with all the
yeah,
electronics.
the sick
Yeah.
garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when Miguel and I saw that, we both looked at each other.
Who's that kid?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the random
They're
kid
saying
that's
he
there.
He might take
That would be sweet.
over for Stark,
For Stark, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. 'Cause he
That
definitely has.
makes sense.
and he's got
Yeah.
like Pepper knows who he is.
Right.
Yeah. He's
So
And he's been exposed to the technology.
yeah,
I mean, if he just went
he
to
helped out
roast
Stark
himself in it.
in 3,
Yeah.
almost the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see
There it
another
is.
hologramic log of Stark
You know
giving
what?
him instruction and talking to him. And I bet
That's
you Stark
another thing that they're
becomes his
saying,
new
that
Jarvis.
Stark downloaded his
To be like the
self-conscious
next Jarvis, yeah.
into
Because he's
to be the next Jarvis.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
I knew
That would be cool.
Wow.
Because that would be, Paul Bettany always talks about like how he had like a day,
Yeah.
maybe 2 days worth of work when he was doing Jarvis, and then once he, became Vision, then it was actual work.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's, Robert Downey Jr. Oh, you just pay me some money, I'll do 2 days worth of, voiceover work and done.
and knock
Yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Done. Yeah. Wow.
Which was wild, right? Because Vision, he didn't come back.
That's right.
I thought that was cool.
But they got
Yeah.
they got a
'Cause if he did, that would've been
they
like-
got a
Well, yeah.
spin-off on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Right, because I think the real thing is right, because in Infinity War, Shuri was saying, you could have set it up in this particular way. Why didn't you do it this way? And Bruce was like, oh, we just didn't think about it, right?
Right.
So it's possible that once she's back, because of course Shuri was snapped, right? Once she's back, she might be able to rebuild Vision from Wanda. But obviously, we didn't get that far in this film,
And we
right?
won't, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that would be something I think that they would cover in the show.
Probably.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, we know Shuri can do it because she's the coolest.
Yeah.
Did you see what they named their spin-off?
Oh, WandaVision?
WandaVision?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Let's go watch WandaVision.
I can't wait.
Well,
It's
that
not
was
separated.
really-
It should have been separated, I think.
I don't know, because like in the comics they were together and they weirdly had like children, and it was like the whole thing is very strange.
The Vision can reproduce?
That's why it's strange because
Yeah,
because she has slightly different powers in the comics. So there's some like mystical stuff happening with her and Vision. So I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, all you
Well,
gotta say is
they're both
mystical.
powered from the Infinity Stones. She draws her power from what's the one called? The Reality
Reality?
Stone. And he's the
Mind Stone.
Mindstone.
Mind
Yeah.
Stone.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't rebuild him in this movie was because the way that they had built him originally, they needed the Mind Stone because that was what was in his forehead. But
It would have taken 2 more hours to do that.
and I just don't care enough about Vision to spend 2 hours watching him be rebuilt. Like if
Correct.
yeah. There
Like
are
show
other
the
people-
first weld and then propeller.
Right. Well,
And then he's there.
There he is.
well, let's talk about what they didn't show. Like we had 3 hours of stuff, right? But what's the thing that we didn't see, right? The end of
Scarlett Johansson. Oh no, we did see that.
I'm thinking like I'm
Her
thinking about
demise.
I'm thinking about the Hulk,
We did see
right?
that too.
So the end of Infinity War, he couldn't turn into the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Like the Hulk wouldn't come out, right? So how'd that get resolved? They don't ever really.
He kind of explained
Well,
it.
he talked about it a little bit. You don't see it on screen, and that was the thing I thought was really interesting in Infinity War. And they're sort of like, hand wavy, we fixed it, and now we're living together in peace in one body, and it's just cool. And now I'm gonna sign autographs.
Well, he kind of did explain it. He said, I treated the Hulk as a disease, and it was something to get rid of. And then until he accepted that the Hulk is going to be there no matter what. And that's when it kind of started
It's sort of like
to come out.
Well,
and that's
'cause-
where you get Professor Hulk.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, and what was, but what was the whole breach anyway? Right? It was like
Well, Hulk was embarrassed because he lost. He'd never lost before, and he lost to Thanos, right?
Well, I mean, I realize that, but like, what had to be overcome to merge the two in that way that he did? You know what I mean? Like,
right, and that's. I mean, you brought up a good point where he was saying, well, I treated it as a disease, and I had to, treat Hulk as like an entity that was part of me, and then he could come out. But that still doesn't solve the. He was like embarrassed and ashamed that he lost.
It wasn't that he was tired of fighting Bruce's battles and getting whooped.
Yeah.
Literally whooped, and was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done being your shield, pretty much, is how they didn't explain it in the movies, but that's kind of what I caught on to, like, everything that I've watched since then.
using the brute force to protect the man.
To protect the man. And the Hulk, self-conscious, was like, I'm not doing that no more.
Right.
But in Ragnarok, he completely took over.
Yeah.
And Bruce couldn't come out.
And it's
Right.
Yeah.
That was the Hulk.
So it's kind of like
a cool movie.
he went both ways with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
Speaking of Thor.
Yes.
How about that?
Oh,
Yeah,
I will
how
say,
about
I laughed so hard.
I did too,
Well,
which is unfortunate because it's kind of sad.
Especially
Well,
when they called him the Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah.
So great.
That was good. Yeah.
So on
He
the
looked just
one
like him,
hand,
too.
He did look just like the dude, and like when he was given over the kingship to
Yeah.
Valkyrie, yep, 100% looks like the dude. But
Yeah.
I don't find alcoholism and PTSD particularly hilarious.
That's what I was saying.
And-
Right, yeah.
and it's 2019. Can we get away from our character became fat and it's funny?
Well,
like, come on, man.
now that was extremely undercited. I mean, like they
And it was a lot of that
definitely
stuff was just mean. Like it was mean spirited in a way that Marvel movies normally aren't. And I
That's
was a little
true.
disappointed
That is
because
true.
it wasn't.
they definitely kind of cornered him and made him sort of like blamed him for it kind of thing, and
He blamed
Yeah.
himself.
Well, he blamed
Well,
himself.
yeah, he
right,
blamed
for-
himself, and then
Well, I know
Rocket was
he was
just
doing
like,
it, but they sort of ganged up on him, kind of thing. But they did. They sort of made light of the whole situation of like PTSD. Like,
And the,
He
and the
thinks he
really
screwed
hard
up.
Part of that is
I
that
mean, he did, but
they've done a really good job of exploring that in the Captain America movies.
right.
And they've like the Winter Soldier really, gives you a picture of a Steve Rogers that has at least a touch of depression and still PTSD, and they treat that with a lot of respect, right? And explore
And
how you can still
sympathy even.
right how
Yeah.
you can still be a really strong person and have these issues that you need to work through,
See,
right?
now that's why I think it flew in the Thor situation, because Thor's a god, and you wouldn't expect things like that maybe to really bug a god, and I think that can get lost really quickly when you start to really watch the scene and you're like, what? Like they're making jokes about and then all the copious beer and everything else, whatever. But like to I don't know, to kind of project that onto like somebody who's so cocky and whatever like that. Of course, yes. Like knee-jerk reaction is, what? Look at his belly, and like he looks like a mess. But yeah, no, it's not funny.
Well, I think they did sort of redeem themselves a little bit when he gets to Asgard and you have the scenes with Frigga, and you do actually sort of explore that stuff.
That was genius, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I got all tore up.
definitely.
And I didn't know that she was raised by witches.
Right.
But a
Because
chance to say goodbye to her
she
before
called
she
him out,
went.
like,
was
right.
future wasn't good to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I was raised by witches.
That was interesting because that was the only character I felt like in the whole like time jumpingness that was going on.
Yeah.
That was the only character that was interacted with in that whole thing that was totally cool with it all. Knew what he was doing there. Knew why.
Because she's a god.
Well, I know that, but I mean, like
Well,
I'm saying, like she was totally at ease.
that's
and was
not
like,
true.
You're here for a minute.
Howard was. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't know.
they were from each other.
No, I wasn't talking about Howard. I was talking about the Master,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With Bruce.
She was
Banner,
cool
yeah.
with it.
yeah, but
She
she explained how everything could go
Wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where they...
And then Banner just said, "Well, then why did he give it up?"
I don't know that.
Yeah, that's when she freaked out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like,
Oh. Okay.
Because
yeah,
he-
"All right, you can have it."
I don't think she was cool with it necessarily.
sounds
She
nice.
understood.
Yeah. She understood, yeah.
That then it was so serious that if he was willing to give it up, then this must be what needs to happen.
Right.
Because
But
he's
that's
supposed to be the best of all of them.
So
he's
right.
the one.
Well, yeah, he's the.
Pretty much. He's
Well, so
Neo.
So that's what I'm
Or
saying.
Neo. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
But Thor's mother had no connection to any of that, right?
Right.
She didn't hand anyone a stone, so like it's understandable, right? He's going right to a stone holder and saying, "Hey, I need that," and they're like, "No, this is what's going to happen."
Well,
but the mom, she's like, "Yeah, of course, you look horrible. And what's wrong with you? You're depressed. This happened, that happened. Blah blah blah. I know why you're here. Get out of here. I gotta go. I'm gonna die. Blah,
Eat
blah,
a
blah."
salad.
Right. Eat a salad.
that was a side effect of what they were trying to do because, in what was it, Thor: The Dark World? Was that what the second one?
The
was called?
reality, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Was
Reality
inside of Jane.
Yep.
Right.
The stone was inside of Jane as a liquid.
Yeah.
So that's what they were there for.
Right,
He
right.
couldn't help himself but to seek out his mom.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where that interaction came in. It's not like he went straight for it like she had
Yeah.
the
Well,
stone.
she
No, no, I
could
know.
sense that he was there.
Yep.
I just think, that she's got, these abilities. She's been married to Odin for however long. And I think once you've
Eons.
lived for however many thousands of years, what really surprises you? And Odin does all sorts of crazy stuff. And you're like, my son from the future, alternate timeline shows up.
Yeah.
And he just needs a little advice.
Totally legit.
Get back out
Whatever.
there, buckaroo. Looks
Right,
you got
exactly.
this.
Totally.
So, and I don't think
point.
I noticed
Good
it
point.
when I first watched it, mostly because I was upset with the end. But
Yes.
I was like, did they leave Thor in that universe without a hammer? And then I realized he takes the hammer back.
Yeah, Captain America
Yeah,
does.
Steve
Yeah.
takes the hammer back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he picks it up at the end. He's just like, whoop, got it.
Which, speaking of Captain America with the hammer,
That was bad.
Super
That
awesome.
looked really cool.
oh my god,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was like
And then like when,
everything I ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
when he threw his shield and then threw the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so cool. Yeah.
That was really
That
awesome.
sonic wave or whatever.
Yeah,
It's out.
So can we talk a little bit about the scene? The whole thing's going on. They've got this new like pseudo gauntlet,
Right.
and Spider-Man is whipping across this crazy battlefield. Like he's getting a ride from somebody over here, and then the hammer comes across, and he's like to the hammer, and he's flying across. That was a cool scene for a movie, right? I
Yeah.
don't care if he was like not hurting anyone or battling anybody,
Right.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
just
yeah,
getting around
so
like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Super
Spider-Man
sweet.
does.
Yeah.
Gets
Well,
around,
and
man.
he had two of the coolest scenes in that battle because he had the traveling by the hammer, and then when he needed help, and all the ladies showed up, and they're like,
Yes!
we'll help you out."
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That
Like,
was okay. So
Chills.
you asked me what my favorite scene of the movie was. We were eating Mexican food.
I just call it food.
Yes.
You were we were just eating food.
I just call it food. That's
And we-
great.
And we were, and you asked me what my favorite scene was. That was my favorite scene. Who was it that had the gauntlet?
So Spider-Man had it, and
Yes,
then
Spider-Man's holding
and he
it.
like dropped it and kind of like got
But one
no.
of the chicks picked it up.
Yes, it was Captain Marvel,
Right.
Carol Danvers.
And that's when they all just kind of
Well, no, he said, "I need a
Came out of the
little
woodwork.
help here,"
yeah.
and they said, "We'll help you out."
Yeah.
And then they just all kind of like came.
formed together. Yeah.
That's a nod towards
Oh, Infinity War.
the comic where it's an
Was
all
it
female
A-Force?
A-Force.
Oh,
Is that what it was
yeah.
called?
That was
Yeah.
a nod to A-Force. They
Yeah.
said.
Oh
So,
yeah. Okay.
That's sweet.
Nice.
How
I thought it
about
was fantastic.
how
Just felt
about
like
Captain?
a callback to that scene in Infinity War, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say like that scene with Captain Marvel, like just blamming right into his ship and just like, oh, you needed help? Oh, okay.
Here, how's this?
I kind of didn't. I kind of didn't like her role in that.
She just showed up?
wasn't there.
Yeah.
And like,
she was Deus Ex Carol Danvers. I mean,
yeah. Well, the whole lead up to this movie, they're like, oh, Captain America's gonna come or Captain Marvel's gonna come
Yeah,
and save
for
the
sure.
day. Blah blah blah. She showed up. She left.
And then they showed up again.
and then left. Again.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did that because they weren't sure if Captain Marvel was going to do as good as
Well,
it did.
They filmed that before they filmed the entire Captain Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
Movie.
I think what
Right.
the problem was is I'm not sure they had figured out what
What her
who
role-
And
her
I heard they
character
did
was.
two endings. They did the ending that we seen, and then they did an ending solely with more Captain Marvel.
Right.
And they decided to go with the ending that we all seen.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So they had 2 in the works, but they did want to see how her standalone movie weighed in and out, and
Right.
what the backlash or whatever was going to happen.
The
reception.
The reception was going to be with that. And then I
Yeah.
guess they went with
Right.
what we got. So
Which is
Yeah.
weird because I thought it did pretty well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it served the purpose of saving the day and
He got.
helping them out.
I mean, he got $1 billion
Are
in.
you talking Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's still like.
Oh,
I had
growing.
friends, I had friends
Yeah.
that went to see it this weekend and it was full
Then,
still. I mean,
Yeah.
why did they cut her out of the movie so much?
I don't know.
Oh well.
Well, who knows how
I
much
don't know,
they
there are
put
a
her in
lot-
there? I mean,
A lot of people. in the
they're
movie,
trying
aren't
to do a hey, we are getting rid of a bunch of these characters, right? So
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want to have your send off movie for Iron Man and Captain America and have
clouded with a bunch
Captain
of
Marvel have the most screen time,
it's
right?
like that's
Right.
like benching your seniors
But-
in high school.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's their last year. Let them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then if you look at like Infinity War, I think Steve Rogers had a total of like 6 minutes of screen time in Infinity War
Yeah.
total,
Wow.
and you know there were a lot of characters that were jumping around, and so maybe it didn't feel quite like that. But you go from that to this movie where he's on screen.
Basically the entire film.
Almost
20% of the time.
Yeah,
or
or
better.
more.
How
yeah.
about when he beat himself and looked down and was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
America's ass. Yeah.
that is America's ass."
That was so good. That whole thing was super good.
Yeah,
Where he was just done with himself. You know, he was just like, oh, you're just.
Yep.
Was I? It's like you know when you look back at videos or you look back at stuff you did when you were in high school or you watch
Even
like home movies
photos.
and you go, what was I thinking? What was I doing?
Yeah.
Look at that hair. Who does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just see in his face when he's like, I know.
I like the shoulder drop. Yeah, I know. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But like, I'm sort of fascinated with the idea of that alternate universe that they've now spawned, right? Where now
Well,
you have
Supposedly, there's 2 of them now. The one that Steve Rogers created and the one that Loki created. Mm-hmm. So that's 2
Well-
that they could work with.
well now 3 because you've got your Steve Rogers goes back to be with Peggy Carter timeline. You've got your Loki leaves with the Tesseract timeline, and then you have the one where Steve Rogers tells other Steve that Bucky's still alive, and then he told the strike team that
Hail
basically
Hydra.
he was Hydra.
Yeah.
And so now they think that Captain America is secretly
Oh, yeah.
Hydra, but the Captain America of that universe doesn't know that they know that, right? Like, what does that
Yeah.
world look like?
Yeah.
Where you tell the guy that's only been thought out for 8 months that maybe his friend is still alive, and how crazy is that when you've been in ice for 70 years and you thought out and you were fine? That's no crazier than what happened to you, right? So like, why the hell not investigate that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I wish they weren't done making these movies, because that's a movie that I would.
Like
There's,
yeah.
they did like, and you know what? That really is what kind of upset me, is to like throw all these other time traveling movies under the bus when they did in that scene. You know, talking about like, how do we not mess this up and whatever. And they said, oh, don't do this, that, or that. You know, and it was
Don't
like,
bet on sporting events.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't do all this stuff. But like all the movies they cited, it was
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
like, okay,
Die Hard.
Take your shots.
Nope,
take your
that's not
shots.
one.
Somebody pointed out they're like, okay, so you throw out Hot Tub Time Machine, so now you have like a Marvel Cinematic Universe where like Sebastian Stan and Bucky Barnes exist in the same universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, was that supposed to?
That's it. It was like it was grandstanding or something, right? Because some of those guys have been in those movies, haven't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, at least one. I mean,
At least one.
Oh.
Anyway, but besides that, they went ahead and violated every rule that they established
right.
in that scene.
Right.
That's
right.
what annoyed the crap out of me.
Right.
Well, that's
It
one
was
of the
like, don't talk to
things-
anybody.
One of the things a
Don't
lot of the
interrupt.
reviewers were saying.
Man, you
Well, they-
just pooped
yeah.
all over that whole thing. It was like, it
Well,
was funny. It
up
was like, oh
until
no,
that-
everything's going wrong.
Yeah.
Up until
But-
that Q&A came out, there were all these, articles that I had read where they were saying, okay, so based on all these things, this is how we think that the time travel stuff worked. And the one article I was reading was saying that the actual MCU is taking place in a branch that they kicked off. it's not the Prime universe. It's the one where Steve actually went back to be with Peggy, and that's the universe we've been watching the whole time. And then he was the husband the whole time, or whatever, right? And until the Tiny universe, or the Tiny interview, Tiny universe, the Tiny interview, Tiny universe. When they said no, he created this other branch, and that branch is not the universe that we were watching, and they like sort of explained all these other things. It's like, well, you know what? You had a whole movie, 3 hours and 2 minutes, with which you could have said those things.
Yeah.
And I stayed till after the credits, and there was nothing.
Well, there was the Iron Man hammering.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah.
They were saying that was
or no. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not Tony Stark. It's the kid.
Oh, maybe.
I thought
It's the
it could
kid
have been
working on it.
the giant dwarf.
Oh.
That made the gauntlet. That's what I was thinking.
That's awesome.
What would
And an alternate universe for other Thanos to come.
Now, okay, okay, so this circles around. And I know I'm cutting into, there was a thought there, but wouldn't Thanos have ultimately run into himself when he kind of interrupted, when Nebula's giving away all this stuff, and he's like, oh, you know, he was already in a search, but he was out in outer space, whatever, he was between places, and now he's like, cool, I'm getting all this stuff before I should be getting it. Boom, to the place we need to go. Wouldn't he have eventually bumped into himself? Wouldn't
No, 'cause his head got cut off.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
They cut
He
his
died
head off.
very
In the
at
one-
the very beginning.
And the one that he went to?
5 years
Yeah,
before.
remember his head
Yeah.
fell off?
they all-
Remember it was on his body,
right, because-
and then that head, it was off of his body after.
Remember it was there, and then it was on the ground.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
He aimed for the neck this time.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Came for the neck, not the head.
Which
So now-
I was
can
wrong.
I just say that
I was
that,
wrong.
It's
that
okay.
That scene
So I was wrong.
when Steve had the axe and Thor had the hammer.
Oh,
yeah.
I was
he's
like,
"Nuh-uh."
you take the small one. And I was like, oh, so good for me.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Okay.
awesome.
We have reached the time for our mystery box.
Oh, a mystery box.
Guests,
Just like Mario.
you get a mystery box.
Wait, does this mean we've discussed the movie enough? Because I don't think we have.
Miguel says we have.
Unfortunately, we have.
So I got to punch the bottom of that?
I mean, you can if you want to. Don't break it. It was just kind of expensive. You can just pop the top. Yeah. And you get to choose two things, one of each.
One of each thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Dude, she's
You're-
making all the
Mystery
good
box.
stuff.
It could be a boat.
So jealous. Yeah.
It could be.
Sir,
Oh, boy.
It's gonna
you're welcome.
pick the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Can I take the boat?
Yeah, you can take both boats.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's for you.
It could even
That's
be
for you.
That's so awesome.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Right on.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks, man. This is cool.
Yeah, not a problem.
Cool.
So
well,
there it is.
we'd like to treat our guests well.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
You're
And we-
technically the
yeah.
first, too.
And thank you for
Yeah.
having me on. That's a gift in
Yeah.
itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys did our
Yeah,
job
thank you for coming
us.
here. Yeah,
So
seriously.
thank you. I was like,
We
yeah.
got to watch you guys talk for
Awesome. We were
40
enlightened.
minutes.
I was enlightened.
I
Yeah.
learned some things.
And we've actually reached the end of our episode. It has
That
been
went by
that long. It's
doesn't
it
even
really
seem
did.
like it.
No.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It felt like we only been talking for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
You sure we can't
exactly.
go for another 45?
I mean, we can, but
Who's going to watch?
right.
I would.
No one. I mean, one person.
I'm going home and watching this
You
episode.
right there with the
Nice.
phone and Subway.
You would.
You're going to watch. While they're baking your mozzarella beanball sandwich, you're going to watch.
Dude,
understand?
hey, make sure to wash your hands.
Yeah.
Before you.
Before and after you go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
be a human being.
Hey.
There's people out there.
With soap!
Soap and water.
And dry them thoroughly before touching electronics.
Not with your sock. Not with your sock.
Not with your shirt, neither.
You barbarian.
None of this.
With the napkins. From the roller. You flip the thing.
Not the toilet paper, no.
No.
The
Not
paper
too
towels.
much.
That's
of
the
it.
wrong roller.
All right, see ya.
Have a good one, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked the video, hit the like button.
And if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and make sure that you hit the bell icon so that you are up to date with everything that we do.
And hey, don't forget to click some of these other videos over here to watch what we've been up to.
In case you missed them.
You know, 'cause life is busy.
See ya!